This is a call to action video, and without this one thing on a ketogenic diet and carnivore diet, you can damage your heart. So let's get into it. Welcome to my very humble channel. Now let's get into it. You cannot do a ketogenic or carnivore diet or even low carb, high fat, or even fasting without this one mineral, and it's called magnesium. Now, years ago, I have a friend who was doing a ketogenic diet for 5 years. No magnesium. She was chronically dehydrated, and what ended up happening was she had a heart attack. You cannot mess with this diet. You cannot mess with this type of low carb diet without magnesium. Every time you eat a carb, your body can hold up to 2 to 4 bites of water, and your cells become more easily hydrated with carbohydrates. But when you cut out the carbs, then water, fluid in the body starts to come out of the cells via the kidneys, and you begin to pee a lot. Now, a lot of people don't recognize that they're peeing a lot more than normal, meaning when they eat carbohydrates. When you go full carnivore, or you go full ketogenic, or even low carb, high fat, or even if you fast, if you do all that ridiculous fasting, you will start to pee more. But a lot of people won't notice. I've done this for so long, I notice. When you pee a lot, you're losing minerals: sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Now, the problem is a lot of you guys are doing tons of salt, but you're not managing potassium, and you're definitely not managing your magnesium. Now, typically, I try to get everything from food, but with magnesium, you can't. You can't do the avocado. You can't get it from seafood. It is not enough magnesium into the cell to keep the fluid balance, the contraction of that muscle, especially the heart muscle. The heart needs magnesium to contract. A lot of people develop heart palpitations, arrhythmias, and they don't even know it because a lot of the gurus are not pushing the importance of your electrolytes. They'll say, oh, take Keto Chow or take Element, these complex minerals that are garbage, where they use a lot of chlorides, which are not safe for your biliary duct system. The one mineral that you need supplementally is magnesium. Magnesium glycinate is the most absorbable form of magnesium, which is going to help the heart. Magnesium glycinate. Now, if you're looking for magnesium glycinate, make sure that you don't have any other weird ingredients like maltodextrin or any other additives or preservatives. Hello. That's why some people are having histamine reactions to their glycinate. Magnesium also helps the dilation of your heart, so you have more blood flow through the body. And over time, if you don't have enough magnesium, the heart can't contract properly, and you are at risk of damaging your heart. This is not a joke. This is some real stuff. And a lot of people will go and do crappy minerals, or they will often try just magnesium glycinate, which is not affecting their central nervous system, like citrate rather. They're not taking glycinate. People often run to the store and get citrate, and they're still not reaping the benefits of having magnesium enter the cell with muscle contraction and blood flow. That's why people are still having severe, like Charlie horses in their calves, or at night when they sleep, or when they're exercising, which is actually a combination between a water, not drinking enough water because you're peeing a lot, also not taking magnesium, and also potentially having too much sodium in the day and not enough potassium. And then people develop issues with having too much sodium and not enough potassium. And that's a problem because that also creates heart palpitations and arrhythmias. It's dangerous to do a low carb diet and fast and do carnivore. You're not adapted, your blood sugar's all over the place, you're eating too much protein, you're chronically dehydrated, and your kidneys, you're starting to develop that back pain, or the thyroid starts freaking out, and you're not really paying attention to what your body individually needs. If you find your face twitching, you best go get some potassium. Now you can do that. You can get potassium in food. You can get it in kelp, sizable amounts. You can get it in avocado. The cruciferous vegetables have potassium, and some meat does, but it's not a lot. It's not enough to keep your electrolytes balanced. You do not need 4,700 milligrams of potassium. Nowhere in nature are you going to get that much. So it is illogical to get that much potassium over sodium. And if your potassium's too high, you can slam down your sodium levels in your body, and that gives you a bunch of weird muscle contractions and dehydration and all of this clusterfuck of a mess. But the main thing is your heart. I hate clickbait. YouTube will not share your content unless you have stupid thumbnails and clickbaity titles. Literally. And if you guys go back in my catalog, I tried to avoid it, and then nobody found me. I'd been doing videos the whole time, but nobody found me on YouTube because I wouldn't play the game. So now I got to do it. So trust me, I don't like the clickbaiting garbage either. But when you do click inside, you get information like this. That can be the game changer to not have a heart attack, to not have any heart damage, or to not jack up any other systems in the body. As you guys know, there's different kinds of magnesium for different things. There's so many different kinds. Magnesium chloride, which is typically for the skin. Magnesium malate, which is for the central nervous system, but it's not that absorbable. Glycinate is the best. Citrate will affect more your colon and help draw water to the colon so you can poop. L-threonate is for people who have things like headaches, pressure in the head, any psychological issues. It's amazing. There's so many different kinds, but the one I really recommend is the glycinate. Citrate can be for constipation or oxide, but citrate, hopefully you can tolerate citrus. Also check for any histamine responses to anything. It doesn't matter if it's food or anything in supplementation form. But be careful, my people. There's too many people I consult, and I'm like, when's the last time you had magnesium? They're like, a couple days ago. Don't do that. Do not do that. And really do the quality control and make sure that you're not dealing with any dyes and fillers and additives and sugar or whatever they put into these capsules. The dosages, yes, the dosages are different for everyone. Typically, it's 400 milligrams in the evening. It'll help you sleep deeper. I'm not a brand pusher, but Pure, P-U-R-E, is a great brand for magnesium. Yeah, really worth it. If you're taking a citrate, you want to do between 150 to 200 the night before to produce stool the next day. But make sure that your body can take citric acid and you don't have a histamine response to that. And remember this, magnesium helps get ATP, energy within the cells. So if you're tired and you're sluggish and you're brain foggy and you have cramps, and also magnesium is connected to hormones, which is why I developed melasma on my skin years ago because of not having enough magnesium. But I will do a deep dive on all the different kinds of magnesium and how magnesium impacts your health on a ketogenic carnivore diet or even low carb, high fat, or even fasting. make sure you get in your magnesium daily. If you guys want to learn more, go to stephanieperson.com and book a consultation. I got your back, and we will cover everything individually for the individual, not any broad stroked concepts, because we're all different. So I cover low carb, high fat, keto, omnivore, and carnivore. And I also have a monthly subscription course that does the same. And signups are not ready for my challenge, but it's days like this where things come up. And I'll tell you guys why it got pushed along. It had a lot to do with my mother's health and her falling and me trying to manage everything on my ranch and my mother and do the challenge at the same time, and my house build. So be patient. It's coming. Peace. Stephanie Ketogenic on my Instagram, Stephanie the Business Person on my Facebook fan page. I'm 56 now, on my way to 57. I got energy, and I'm out. Peace, guys.